Good morning, everybody. RV Prepper is Wayne here. Today we're going to be working on a solar in a 25-foot Class C in a very tight space, very minimal but jam-packed with equipment. Let me kind of show you what space I have, and you can see I have some stuff just setting in here. I'm trying to decipher where I'm putting everything. So let me show you the equipment and where I'm thinking of putting everything, but it could change. Okay, I am just shy of 2 feet going this way. I'm just shy of 4 feet going this way. I have the Vectron Multi-Plus 12 volt 3000 watt 120 amp inverter charger. We have 2 Battleborn batteries here, another one's on its way. We're putting 3 Battleborn batteries here. We're using a Renogy charge controller, using a Midnight Solar baby box for the circuit breakers for the solar side. We have a Vectron bus bar. I have fuse. I have a shut-off switch I have to mount. All in this space. Plus I have to vent outside because there's not much space for venting. Now, one thing, this coach does have a vent here. So whatever I have venting out there, I will have a cross flow of air. So, I can't mount anything up under here. There's a water tank. Over there is a storage area. He has to have that storage area for his stuff. So the only option is right here. So far, I'm thinking about putting the inverter charger there. 3 batteries here. The bus bar, shut-off switch, and fuse is going to go on this back wall here. I'll have to put a board there to brace that. Over here, I'm taking the Xantrex 1800 watt inverter out. That's a modified sine wave. Taking that out. I'm putting the charge controller in the baby box over there. So I may have to run another wire from where the batteries are. There's 2 fuses and a circuit breaker. I'll show you that in a minute. I just kind of show you, and those that know about wiring and stuff, please comment below what you think about that, why they did that. I don't know, but anyway, I'm probably going to have to run a wire from out there where the other batteries are back into here for the generator start wire, for the main 12 volt wire for the generator. I don't want to leave them other batteries in there. Them other lead acid batteries that he has in there, they last about an hour and they're dead. So they're going to be gone, getting rid of that weight of that. Also, I have 2 panels that I'm mounting on the roof. Not much room on the roof, just like in here. But I maximized what I could and made it. I used the available space I have down to the last 1/4 inch. Trust me. So this is fun. Is it ideal to have this much equipment in a small space to vent? Not really, but as long as we're vented, we'll be okay, because the inverter charger is going to put off some heat. It does have a fan, and I'm going to have to cut a hole in his coach through the wall to vent outside. Not a little hole. I'm going to have to cut a big hole. Yeah. So I have to make sure that with that, I do not have any water penetration that comes in from rainwater or anything like that. Also, when he's driving, if it's driving in the rain, I have to take that in consideration too, because water can drive in that way. So I have to take that into consideration. So venting on this has to be done fairly decent. I've thought of a couple different vents. I just don't know exactly which way I'm going to go with that yet. I thought about running a small fan with a dryer vent. That way rain does not get in and everything else. I've thought about that situation, which I would probably have to run, realistically, run at least 2. So there is 2 4-inch holes that I'm going to have to drill into the side of this gentleman's coach. That's the part sometimes I'm like, oh, I hate doing that. Customers are sometimes like, oh, yeah, well, sometimes, you know, as the saying goes, go big or stay home. Well, we went big because this is his home. Now, the bad thing about this battery location here, wheel well, that's open. So it's just, you can't really, I don't think it's good to have batteries mounted like that. Now, what I said, they had stuff mounted, what the wiring part. Well, you look at that, you see 2 fuses. Look how they're wired. Okay, and you have a circuit breaker there. Outside in the elements with a circuit breaker right here. I don't think it's a good idea. And you look, it's corroded. Why would you put a circuit breaker where it's going to get wet? The fuse is right there. We're going to get wet, corroded, and everything else. I don't understand that. I don't understand the wiring, the way they have that kind of wired like that. It don't make no sense. But what I'm going to have to do is pull these batteries out, redo that fuse situation there, tie into here, and run a wire for the generator into the batteries. Now I have to cut my hole for the vents over here. And like I said, I have to make sure it's good and watertight. It doesn't get water in it when he's driving. So I have to take that in consideration. I have to find the best solution for what I can do in here. I also had thought at one time as to actually opening up in here and venting through this door here, putting a vent on this door. But I don't want to do that. That's not a free flow type system that way. Besides, he's going to have that slap full of everything. It's almost pointless. So I'm going to have to vent here. So I'm looking at something along the lines of a small refrigerator vent. That would be a very good option. It'll look decent. It'll actually look better than the dryer vents. But we will see how everything goes as I progress with this whole system.